Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. Myself Rashmi and I'm from Cyberport in Hyderabad. We are the authorized Redhat partner and every week we are conducting different Redhat exam preparation batches. So if you're looking for any kind of Redhat exam voucher or exam preparation sessions, so you can contact to the below number. Okay, so myself Rashmi again. So we are going to discuss about one topic from RHCSA exam or EX200 exam. Okay, that topic will be your swap partitioning. So how you can perform this task in your exam, because this is the most frequent question asked in your RHCSA exam. So for that, I'm directly taking you to the lab. So in my lab, you can see I have 4 disks like VDA, VDB, VDC, and VDD as well. I'm going to perform this swap partition in the VDB disk. So how to make a swap partition? Before that, let me execute one command here called free-h. Free space -h. By this command, you can see there is no swap partition. It's completely zero now. Okay, the swap partition it is nothing but it's just a addition to your RAM. It's a virtual RAM, you can say in other words, right? I have total like 1.9 GB RAM in my system. Suppose I want to increase more RAM, not physically but virtually. So in that case, you can make a partition and you can make that partition as swap partition. All right. So you can see there's no swap partition here. And now I'm going to make a partition and I'll make that one as swap partition from this VDB disk. Okay. Suppose I need to add 500 or like 540 swap partition. Okay. 540 MB of swap partition I want to add. So for that reason, I'm going to first make a partition in the VDB disk. So I'm making the full path here, fdisk/step/VDB here. Inside this, I'll use the options here in the command mode. I'll use the option. So end for new partition, end, hitting enter. Then it's asking for primary partition or extended partition. Choose the primary partition here. Default partition response number means you can create maximum 4 partition. Okay, so I'm choosing the first partition. Suppose in your exam, it is mentioned that to make the partition in the third disk. Okay, so you can choose the third partition here. Okay, here I'm choosing the first partition, so no need to write 1. You can directly hit enter to accept the default value. Default is it is already as 1. Then in the fast sector, nothing to do. Fast sector, the system will automatically recognize and it will specify the space for the starting of the partition, starting range of partition. And the last sector, suppose I'm giving plus 540 MB. Okay, I want to make a sub partition of 540 MB, suppose. So I'm giving plus 540 capital M, enter. Okay, so it is asking you, do you want to remove the, okay, I already have one partition, so it is asking, so I'll give yes. Now you can see it is now, if I'll give P command, you can see by this P option, I can see there's a partition of 540 MB, but the type it is showing you as Linux. Okay, the type it is showing us Linux. So remember, when you are doing this swap partitioning or LVM or something like that, you have to change the type. Okay, so here make sure the type should be swap or swap Solaris. So how to change this type? We're using the option called T here. Okay, we're using option called T here. So T hitting enter. Inside this, it is asking to enter the hex codes. So if you remember the hex codes, that is fine. If you don't remember, just go for this L option. You can see there's a capital L option. So I'll use capital L here, enter. Inside this, you can see I have the swap hex code here, like 82. If you're doing any LVM partition, you have 8E. If you don't found any hex codes here, you can just scroll off. You'll find the hex codes here also. There are a lot of hex codes you have. And here 82 is the Linux swap Solaris. Right? So I'm going to put the same here. So 82 is the code I'm giving here, 82, hitting enter. Now if I'll give, you can see change the partition from Linux to Linux swap Solaris. If you want to check again, you can go with P option. You can see this is changed to Linux swap Solaris. So now I'll save this partition by giving W. Done. Now by giving lsblk command, you can see I'm having one partition in VDB of 540 MB. Now I'm going to make this one as a swap partition. Okay. So how to do this one? How to use this swap partition? So you have to add the file system first, then you have to mount. Two steps are there to use any partition. To add the file system, then to mount. So to add the file system in swap partition, we're using the option called mk swap. Okay, mk swap. So /tab/vdb1. Do not write vdb because you're not using the disk. You're using the partition here. So vdb1, hitting enter. Okay, it's done. If you want to check, you have the command called blkid. If you want to cross verify whether the swap file system is added or not, you can check with this option. You can see for this /tab/vdb1, we have the file system as swap. So done. First step is done, adding the file system. Next is what you need to mount. So for this swap partitioning, no need to create any directory. Remember, no need to create any directory because for swap partition, the default mount point and the default file system is swap. Okay, so do not create any directory for mount. Directly you go inside this etc fs type configuration file, and inside this you can see I am just going to the bottom, to the end bottom, and here I'm going to write something. So what is the thing I need to write? First write the disk name. Okay, so first write the full path of the disk name, the partition name, not exactly disk name, the partition name. So I have done /tab/vdb1. Okay, /tab/vdb1. Then give a space. Then the mount point name. So default mount point for swap is swap itself, because you have not created any directory for swap partitioning. As I said, the default mount point and default file system is swap. The default mount point is swap. Next, default file system is also swap. So 2 times you need to write swap and swap. Then give a space. Defaults. This is the permission 0 and 0. Okay, 0 is for to check the backup, and another 0 is for to check the file system. Okay, this is a default parameter you need to follow. Okay, now I'm going to save this file. After saving this one, if you check with free -h, there's nothing. You can see there's nothing. So what you need to do, you need to turn on the swap. So I'm going to turn on the swap. So swap on -a. It's done. Now if you check with free -h, you can see it is coming with 539 MB. I selected 540. It is coming with 539. That is fine. Completely fine. No problem. Okay. So you can see by this free -h command, I'm getting 539 MB of swap partition, which is now new addition or newly added with your RAM size. Now this is going to work as a RAM, virtual RAM. Okay. If you want to turn off this swap, you can go to swap off -a. Now you can see there's no swap. So remember, no need to use this mount command after doing after doing the confusion file. So you need to turn on the swap. So swap on -a. You can see now. Yes, we have this swap now. Okay. So by ls-build command also you can check that this is your swap. The mount point is also. So that's all about your swap partitioning. If you have any queries about this swap partitioning or any other questions, so please let me know in the comment box so that we'll work on that. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.